Good evening, tubers. Madam Roy back once again. Know there was some confusion earlier about the time. Originally, I had it set for 7, but early this morning when I put it out there, I decided to change it to 8, and I neglected to change the time in YouTube. So I'm sorry about that, guys. My mind has just been kind of fried lately. You guys may have noticed it. I just haven't quite been myself, and I think a lot of it has to do with the weather outside. But nevertheless, we got quite a few people here already. Let's see, who do we have? Classic Mobile Homes here saying that he uploaded another video. I'll have to check that out later. George Blakely, I-386 is here. Nice to see you. Eric's here. Eric says, it's funny, when I got home, I rushed and suddenly the time changed. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think after this live stream, this event, I'm going to have to take a break for a while because my mind is just gone right now. So doing the best I can. I-386 says it's cold in Georgia also. It is cold as balls here. I'm telling you. It is probably about 15. No, I think it was like 18 degrees is what the outside thermometer said. And I have my infrared heater going over there in the background, and that usually will keep up. I have it set to 80, and right now it's only at 74. So I am actually pretty cold myself right now. Stephen Barber says hello. I'm doing just fine. As far south as Jacksonville, Florida is going to have a freeze warning. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We're definitely below freezing today. I don't even think we actually got up past freezing. It's just been a very, very cold day, and I'm not upset. Hey, I was able to do the cold start video, which I've been having to put off for a while, and a lot of you guys seem to like that. I'll try to do more of those in the near future. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and it'll at least stay cold for a while. But I don't think that's going to happen right away. They're talking about 60-degree weather by the weekend. It's really weird. This area of Virginia, the temperatures in the winter are literally like a yo-yo. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's just very typical for this area. Eric Brunhammer says where he is, it's 18 degrees and feels like 8 degrees. Oof. I guess we're lucky here then. Very seldom does it ever go below 0 here, and that might be for a day at most, and that usually jumps back up in the 20s or 30s. I-36 says, I let my dog out. He's in the backyard barking. It's fenced. He might hear coyotes. It's a full moon. Oh yeah, the full moon. If there's a full moon out like there is now, that drives all animals crazy. Dogs, cats, birds. My cats start going nuts for when it's a full moon. All right, Tuber. So I want to show you something that I picked up today. Actually, it's 2 different things at Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond, believe it or not, at least the one in my area, still has the after Christmas sales. And these were, I think, 50% off. They are the Legends Flashback Blast game consoles. This has 12 built-in games, and this one has 8. I'll try to hold them both up together so you can see. The one in my right hand has Pac-Man as its main game, and this one has just a whole bunch of different games, including Burger Time, Burnin' Rubber, Escape It, Frontline, Jungle Hunt, and a bunch of others. Now, these are very interesting. These are actually put out by At Games. You can see right there. And I've actually gotten some of their TV game systems in the past. But these are very different. Basically what these are, there's 2 different things in there. One is a game controller that is very reminiscent of the Sega Genesis controller. You guys can probably see that right off the bat. That actually holds 2 AAA batteries right there, not included. And that's not the only thing that's not included, believe me. It did come with some stickers, and I just stuck them right on the back there. These were not on there originally. These were just in the box, and I just decided to put them back there just for extra grips. typical buttons. You got start, menu, and rewind. The rewind feature is kind of cool. What that actually does is it allows you to rewind what you just played. So that was kind of cool. It's like an instant replay feature. But the weirdest part to this is what you actually hook up to the TV. And that is this dongle right here. You can see it says Blast. And what's on the other end there is just an HDMI port. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, so you just plug it into the HDMI port on your TV and then turn this on and start playing the game. Wouldn't it be nice if it was actually that easy? It isn't. And I'll show you guys why. On the bottom here is a little micro USB port. You can see it right there. And it comes with this micro USB to regular USB cable. The only problem is that's all it comes with. And the instruction manual clearly states that it needs to get power from something. And it says to plug this into the power brick. And that gets plugged into the outlet. And that's actually how this gets power, because the HDMI port, there's not enough power to actually power this entire unit. So I'm scrambling around. I'm like, where is this included power brick? Well, if you look in the book, in very small writing, it says you have to plug it into a power brick, not included. So luckily, in my case, my big 43-inch TV over there actually has an extra USB port. So I was able to plug it into that, the regular USB end into that, the other end into the little Blast dongle here, and I was able to get power. But I feel bad for people that are buying this and have an older TV that maybe only has an HDMI port and not a USB port, or maybe somebody's actually using the USB power port that's built into their TV for something else. So it's kind of deceitful that they would do that, because they're not actually giving you everything you need right in the box to play it. Some people are actually going to have to go out and buy that, what do you call it, the AC brick that allows you to plug in the regular USB cable. But I do have to say, in all fairness to At Games, this is really fun to play. I really enjoyed it. The emulation is pretty good. There is a little bit of frame tearing in certain games, specifically Mappy, but the Pac-Man game was right on. So at least I got that right. And I really can't complain too much, because these were originally $20 a piece. Then they were marked down to $15, and they were 80% off that. So I got these for $4 a piece. You guys can see it right there, $4 a piece. So just want to let you guys know that I did pick up something pretty cool today. And again, for the price, I'm not really going to complain. Wow, we got a lot of people commenting right now. Eric Brunhammer says, I love the cold, but it's cold. Oh, cold here. A little too cold for you, I'm sure. Stephen Barber says, I want to move to Florida. I'm tired of the Detroit weather. I can imagine. If I lived in Detroit, I would probably feel the same way. I know it is really cold up there. Though I've been to Canada before. My father is from Quebec, and when we were younger, we used to go up there during the winter sometimes, and I remember how bad it could be up north. Adam Whitaker says, hi, my mom's Toshiba hard drive is going out and we need the photos. Can you help? If the drive is still readable, then you could probably get them off yourself. If the drive is not readable, you're going to have to find somebody that can do level 2 or level 3 data recovery. Other than that, this is why I always say, backups, backups, backups. You need a backup for the backup, or a redundant backup. I know it's easier said than done. We have busy styles. We forget, but Murphy's Law happens a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of people I know have lost data because they just didn't do those redundant backups. Let me see. I'm sorry, my chat window's acting up again real quick. I386 says, I would love to go up to Canada, up through North Dakota, up to Winnipeg or Manitoba. Yeah, I've never been, believe it or not, I've never been to the English speaking part of Canada, only Quebec. My grandparents are from a little town called Sherbrooke. My dad was born in Lake Megantic, which is where they had the big train disaster quite a few years back. It is nice up there. I have to give it to you, especially in the summertime. You can have some beautiful weather. I remember taking trips up there. We would go from where we lived in New York to where Sherbrooke was. I think was about a 17-hour drive. And I remember we'd start off early in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning. We wouldn't get there until late at night. So we'd literally go in and say, "Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa." They'd show us to the room and we would crash. And then we would finally start visiting the next morning. But the weather up there can be really, really nice at times, just not during the winter. A lazy fish keeper said, I had a backup for the backup and it died. Hopefully the original one didn't die. 2 redundant backups would be a good idea too, but a lot of times you just can't. I mean, it's just too expensive at that point, but at least have one backup of your data. Yes, Celine Dion is from Quebec. That's right, Pradkins. I actually like some of her music. Not all of it, but some. Tyler says, "You remind me to back up my iPhone and iMac. LOL, I keep forgetting." Yeah, don't forget. It's never an easy thing to do, especially when you lose. Let me put it this way: if you get to the point where the data is not readable and you have to send it away for data recovery, that's a minimum of $500 to recover that data. Generally, it's more than that. When they get into like the level 3 data recovery, that's more like $1,000 to $1,500. So you have to think at that point, okay, is the data that important that I'm going to wind up spending that much money? And a lot of people usually just say no. Eric Brunhammer says, I'm about to do some serious backups because I'll be switching my streaming PC over to Linux soon. Yeah, you are Linux crazy, Eric. I don't know. I might dabble in it this summer, but I just have to have some more free time on my hands. Tyler goes, I got 3 backup hard drives for my iMac because I got a total of 30 good working hard drives. Not joking, given to me over the years. That's a lot of hard drives. I've probably had that much over the period, over a long period of time. Actually, probably more than that. But I usually just use them to refurbish the computers. I run like hard drive Sentinel, Crystal Disk Info, and if the hard drives pass, they go into the refurbished computers. Mr. Jimmy is here. Hey, Mr. Jimmy, hope you're doing well. I'm sure you are where you are. It's a lot warmer than it is here. Oh my gosh. I almost got these two confused. I meant to put that right back. Luckily, I didn't put the stickers on this one yet, so I know which is which at this point. Let me try to put everything back here. It's kind of interesting how they, wait a minute, how they do that. Trying to figure out how this went in here. If it went in like this or like this. I think it went in like this. No, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I told you guys I am very tired tonight, so you guys just going to need to bear with me. This weather is kind of getting on my nerves, if you know what I mean. What in the world? Oh, you know what? It just sits like that. Just kind of like that right there. And if anybody's curious, I did actually use the DSLR with the new mic to film the cold starts day. So let me know what you guys think. I'm still trying to learn the DSLR and trying to get the best range with the microphone, but I'll get better as time goes on. Stephen Barber goes, I have my computer set to do an offsite backup on my servers at work. Yes, my main computer at home is set to back up through the server at work. I have my ways. That's good. That's the best way to do it. Eric Brunhammer goes, I'm doing something bizarre. I'm currently writing a script for an upcoming video. I will be recording a video discussing my decision to switch to Linux. That's something I've never done. All my videos, live streams I have, are all done unscripted. I might consider doing a video like that in the future. It's just going to depend on time and if I can think of something to say on the script or not. I'd rather do it unscripted just because to me it's more real, and it's not a TV show. This is my YouTube channel. This is what I like to do, what I think you guys like to see, and I think scripting something is just, there's some kind of fake about it, if you know what I mean. MB asks, hey Matt, have you considered dabbling in PC support, ad hoc even, stuff like SSD upgrades for local businesses and people? Easy job for easy money. I actually already do that. That's what I do on the side. Other than YouTube, I do technical support. I do upgrades, repairs. I do some consulting work too. I'm a jack of all trades. I do it all. Pradkins likes Randy Travis. Nice. I'm not a big country music fan, but as country music singers go, he's okay. Yeah. Again, I could definitely see you doing a script, Eric. I actually really enjoyed your video the other day where you compared the different off-the-shelf dash cams. I'm actually in the market for another one myself for the Buick. I'm using the original dash cam I have in my Chrysler Town and Country, but I don't actually have one for the Buick yet. Mike Maynard said, you're looking good. You've lost a lot of weight. Yes, I have, and thank you very much. I've actually cracked that 230-pound barrier. I'm sitting right now probably at about 228. I didn't get on the scale this morning because I wanted to see what it says tomorrow, and if it's good, I'll put a Facebook and an Instagram picture up. But yeah, I'm very close to my ultimate. My ultimate goal when I started this was 240 pounds. I've already passed that. My new goal is going to be 220 pounds. And when I get to there, I think I'm just going to stop and try to maintain. Even though for my weight, for my height, I should honestly be around 200 pounds to have a normal body mass index, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, at 200 pounds, I'm 228 right now, and people are telling me I look emaciated in my face. So it all depends on your body structure. If you're a large bone, heavy bone person with a large frame, then chances are you can't go by the BMI calculators. They just won't work. MB says, I picked up a cheap dash cam off Wish, been happy with the result, and my insurer was pleased when I told them I got it. I drive a lot for work, and I must have it for me. Yeah, dash cams are great. That is, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and video is worth even more than that. That is your witness, and that'll actually, say you get into a front end collision, but the person in front of you stopped short, and you literally couldn't brake in time. You'll have that proof right there. I would like to get a dash cam for the rear of the vehicle too. It's easy to do in my van because I actually have a 12-volt socket in the rear of my van, but I don't in the LeSabre, so I have to figure something out. Maybe run a 12-volt wire from the front. Eric Brunhammer said, they said with my height I should be 180 pounds. When I was at 220, I had people asking me if I had cancer. Yeah, don't necessarily go by the BMI calculators. The body mass index calculators are only one tool that can help you decide what weight you need to be. It is fundamentally flawed in the fact that it doesn't take into account muscle, frame type, and bone, or I say bone structure, frame build, and bone density. Because you can be somebody who has extremely dense bones and a large frame person, and the body mass index or the body mass calculator won't work for you at all. Mark Covington says, "Hey Matt, I got weighed at my doctor's office this morning. My current weight is 215 pounds. What can I do to drop it down to under 200?" Well, what I could tell you to do is watch a lot of my old vlogs, especially the ones that have to do with weight loss. But intermittent fasting has worked well for me. You stop eating after 3 or 4 at night, and then you don't start again until the next morning. And that gives your body a chance to work through all of the food that you've eaten. It basically digests all the food that you've eaten over the day. And I'm telling you, that's really jumpstart me, especially when I get to the plateaus, like say around 250 pounds. I plateaued there for a few weeks, and then I plateaued around 240. The intermittent fasting finally helped me get over those humps. But you're doing really well, Mark. I don't know how tall you are, but 215 pounds is not bad at all. Yeah, I definitely think that having a dash cam in the front and the rear would be a good idea, because when you think about it, a lot of collisions happen in the rear, and that's where you're going to want to have footage, because generally, if you get rear-ended, it's the person who rear-ended you's fault, not your fault. Pradkins14 says, "I love classical music. So do I. I am a huge classical music buff. I listen to it all night long to help me sleep. Love it." Pradkins says, "You got a lot of CDs." Yes, I do. I don't even want to begin to count, but if I had to guess, I'd probably say I have 300 to 400 CDs. I need to start digitizing a lot more of them and getting rid of the ones that I really don't like that much, because they're really crapping up my room, honestly. Sonic Wang says, "I have a cheap action camera. When I go bike riding, it costs me $12, 12 New Zealand dollars off eBay. Batted around about 80 minutes, so the battery lasts about 80 minutes. So it's only 640 by 480. It does an okay job. Yeah, so it's not high definition. It's not good enough, I would say, for doing like videos, like YouTube videos, but for security purposes, it should work just fine." No, Stephen, I forgot to light the candle. I was really, it was funny. Right before I came here, I started watching The Blacklist, and then I went and pet Baxter for a while because he looked like he was really lonely. And I looked up and I realized it was like a minute to when the live stream was supposed to start. So I ran in here and just clicked that go live button. That's the main reason I forgot to light the candle. But hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and light it real quick. Take that candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, say he's tried to light his own candle some other way. Pray to the Father. If you guys know that song, and that's what made me think of it. Well, thank you. I don't sing as much as I used to, but I enjoy it once in a while. Still love listening to music. Be right back. Gotta pee, Eric said. That was a quick urination for sure. Yeah, I'd like to do one of these where I kind of just sing. I would probably turn the chat off, honestly, just because I don't want to be interrupted. I mean, that's kind of just me when I'm singing. I try to get in the zone for that. It is so cold out. My infrared heater has been on now probably for about an hour and a half since we got home. Usually it would be up to temperature, and it's only up to 75. I'm telling you. I'm praying for an early spring, especially when I'm trying to get all my exercising in. That's good. Drinking a lot of water is excellent. As a matter of fact, you're going to remind me to take some sips of my water. They say that you should drink a gallon of water a day, an average sized man. So, what, maybe a 200-pound guy should drink a gallon of water a day. I'm not kidding. I don't drink, I used to drink that. During the summer, I'll drink a gallon of water. During the winter, probably drink a quarter or a half a gallon. But they say that because it flushes your system out. Drinking coffee is good. That's an antioxidant. Drinking tea is fine. Even soda is okay in moderation, but water is what's actually going to flush all that garbage out of your system. And believe it or not, it is more important than you would think. A lot of people that later in life develop kidney disease, the reason being they didn't drink enough water. Water flushes your kidneys out, flushes your liver out, your stomach. It's just all around good for your body. I mean, that's why it's the most plentiful resource on the planet, really. Classic Mobile Home says, my kid at the table is Shirley. Oh, I'm sure referring to your kitties. Sonic Lang says, water is the best drink, 1.5 liters a day or more. Well, yeah, liters if you're using the metric system. Here in the U.S., we use the good old gallon, the good old, what do they call it? The imperial system. And I don't know, they tried back in the 70s. President Jimmy Carter tried to get us on the metric system and just never worked out. We still use that good old imperial system. Stephen Barber said, I gave up coffee plus I have no sugar. We have sweet and low, but I can't stand that. I'm not a big sweet and low fan either, unless you're baking. Try either Splenda or Stevia is another good option. Very, very good. Eric Brunhammer says, I'm up to about at least 3/4 a gallon of water a day, and I'm down to 2 cups of black tea a day, so my caffeine dependency is going away too. That's really good. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I am a caffeine addict, and it's in the form of coffee. I drink at least 3 cups of coffee a day, sometimes 4. I'm trying to stay away from coffee a little bit more. I'm trying to cut back, let's say. I'm never going to give it up. I love my coffee. If I don't get at least 2 cups of coffee in the morning, I'm the most ornery cuss you will ever meet. And I'm just being honest. But I think if I was to cut down on it, I probably wouldn't have to take my blood pressure medicine. That's the only medication I take anymore, is to control my blood pressure. I'm not on any diabetes medications. I'm not on statins or anything like that. Pretty much all my numbers are good and in range, but the blood pressure is still a little high. Pradkin says, I love Sandra gospel music. I like gospel music. I'm not sure what Sandra is, but yeah, I mean, I like gospel music. Yeah, being lactose and gluten intolerant. I mean, it's hard. Go to a nutritionist. See if they can give you an option that maybe you can use something else. I mean, I don't think stevia or Truvia has gluten I know it doesn't have lactate in it. It might have gluten in it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you got the triple whamming there, Steven. I'm sorry, dude. I want to be careful how I say this, because being diabetic is like the worst thing out there. I mean, it really is, because it limits your diet so much. And being a type 1 diabetic is definitely worse than being a type 2 diabetic. You know, the diabetes I had was type 2. And it was totally on me. It was diet. I mean, I had the worst diet you could imagine. Back before I started this lifestyle change, I would think nothing about waking up in the morning, going out to McDonald's, ordering a steak, egg, and cheese bagel, 2 breakfast burritos, and having a cup of coffee. And that was the norm for me. I mean, I would go to McDonald's, and that would be what I'd eat every morning sometimes. Or I would go to Burger King and eat 2 double sandwiches, and I would get a side order of they're not tater tots, but the hash browns. They're like tater tots. I mean, they look pretty much like flat tater tots, but nevertheless, that diet was killing me. I mean, literally killing me. And I'm going to do another video about this. And I'm going to clickbait it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to sound like clickbait, but it really won't be. And it's going to say something to the effect of your diet is killing you, because the fast food out there is filled to the brim with salt, sugar, fat, preservatives, nitrites. I mean, it's so bad for you. I can't begin to tell you. And they know it's bad for you. That's why it is so addictive. That's why these fast food restaurants can stay in business, because their food is literally killing you. And if it does kill you, they don't care. They have the next generation that they're going to wean on this garbage food. And if I sound like I'm being passionate, I am, because I was down the road to utter destruction. I had drank the proverbial Kool-Aid. I had smoked the you-know-what, because I believed that I was going to be okay eating this stuff. And I was in deep denial about it. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to talk about this sometimes, because there was a time a few years back that I honestly thought that I was going to die before my 40th birthday. I when I was pushing 400 pounds, I was like, I mean, that's it. That was game over for me. I thought I was way too far gone to ever start any type of diet lifestyle change. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's never too late to start. And I know some people are leaving. That's fine. If you're not interested in the diet or the fitness portions, that's fine. But I hope you're leaving because you have your life all together. You're physically fit, mentally fit. But if you're here and you're struggling like I was, don't give up. I mean, just don't, because life is worth living. There may be times that it's hard. Yeah, has there been times that I wondered if it was all worth it? Yeah, there has. But it is. Life is going to be a struggle. But as Al Jolson said, life holds a goodly shade of bliss. That was part of a song he did, when the red robin comes bop bop bopping along. A lot of you guys out there probably don't even know who Al Jolson is, but he's an old 1920s, 1930s jazz artist. And it made me think when I listened to that song, I'm like, okay, there are a lot of things in life that are downers. There are a lot of things in life that get us down, a lot of things in life that make us think is it all worth it. Well, I'm telling you it is, because the big man upstairs tells us that it is. I know that I'm still here for a purpose. There's a reason that I am still on this earth, because if there wasn't a reason for it, I wouldn't be here anymore, honestly. Stephen Barber says, to me, you're a success story. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I really appreciate that, because it really, really helps me to continue on, because I'm accountable to you guys. I'm accountable to my YouTube audience. If I gain weight, if I gain this weight back, then I'm a hypocrite. That's the way I feel about it. I need to stay on the straight and narrow to be able to continue losing the weight. I see Classic Mobile Home says I'm at 254. That's all right. I mean, if that's the weight you want to be at, that's fine. But if you want to lose weight, listen to these things that I'm telling you. I mean, I've been there. I've been there, done that. And I can help you guys lose weight, and hopefully lose weight and keep it off. That's the key. Sonic Wang, you're right, 100% right. You can buy a McDonald's for what, $1.50 and a salad for $4. No wonder. That's a great point. And there are a lot of news. How can I put this? There are a lot of major news organizations that have done studies and done in-depth reports that a lot of the reason that we have the obesity epidemic in this country is because of that. The junkier food is so cheap. You can get a McDouble now, and heck, in my area, McDouble's $1.25. But if you want to get a salad at McDonald's, they'll charge you $4, $5, $6. And it's the same thing at Wendy's. We need to make healthy food more accessible in this country, and we don't. I mean, if the government's going to subsidize anything, subsidize the healthy food. Make this healthy food cheaper, and people will eventually start eating it. Now, do I think we need to put a tax on unhealthy food? No, because that's putting a tax on our freedom. But if the government was to subsidize the healthier food, the salads, the fruits, the vegetables, help people buy those, be able to buy those, and that would be a great thing. Absolutely. Sonic Wang goes, yeah, watch the Super Size Me movie. I love it. I couldn't watch that. I tried. I got about 30 minutes in and I had to shut it off because it was just getting me too angry. I mean, you know, I am a capitalist at heart. I'm an American, and I understand and I respect the fast food restaurants trying to make a buck. And at the end of the day, it is on the individual that has to say, okay, I see these ads. Yeah, that double cheeseburger, that double quarter pounder looks good. But I have to make the conscious decision to say, no, I'm not going to eat that. I am going to choose the healthier option. And believe me, you can choose healthier options, and it doesn't have to be a salad. Believe it or not, in some of these fast food restaurants, the salad is as bad for you as the burger is. But I'll give you an example. I used to love going to Wendy's and getting their double and triple cheeseburgers. I think Dave's Juicy, I think it's called. But now, if I'm really in the mood for a burger and I want to go to Wendy's, I get the single patty burger or I get the junior cheeseburger. You can get two of those junior cheeseburgers for $1 each, and that's healthier than getting one of the Dave's double cheeseburgers. See, it's all about making good choices, and you don't have to cut out all the junk food. If you enjoy junk food once in a while, that's fine. I had a whoopie pie today and a piece of a almond coffee cake, and that's fine because I gave up dinner for that. You can make substitutions. If there's a day you're going to be bad, you know that you're going to get a donut or two and then maybe go out later and have a whoopie pie. Just give up another meal. It's all about calorie counting. You have to figure out for your size, for your weight, how many calories a day you need to be ingesting to lose weight. And then you need to count those calories. And I do that on a daily basis. At this point, I know everything I eat, what the calories are, and what I'm putting in my body. And then I take that, give you an example. For my weight, I need to eat about 2,500 calories a day to lose weight. And I try to keep within that range. If I eat more than 2,500 calories, then I know I need to exercise more to lose the weight. See, it all just depends. And I am not an expert in this field. If you really want to learn how to get on a good lifestyle change, find a good nutritionist. Go to your general practitioner, your physician, and ask them to refer you to a nutritionist who will be able to help you get on a plan. They'll teach you how to count the calories, and you will be able to lose weight doing this. John Doe, I have to totally disagree with you there. He goes, you can't lose weight from walking. Absolutely, you can lose weight from walking. I'm a living, breathing embodiment of the proof that you can do that. I-386 says, I used to eat Wendy's Baconators, but bacon is not that good anymore. I like, what do you say? I like think bacon is good. Um, I was watching Adam Ruins Everything. It's a show that's on where this guy, Adam Conover, literally ruins stereotypes for people. And believe it or not, bacon, the process of eating bacon got started because the butchers were trying to figure out a way to sell the pork belly, the really crappy part of the pig. And what they decided to do was they decided to cut them in little strips, fry them up real crispy, and call it bacon. And they actually started selling that to people at a premium price. Like they were telling people that it was this really good cut of beef and or cut of pork, and it tasted really good, and it does, but it's horrible. It's like the worst cut of the pig that you can imagine. And again, these butchers and these advertising executives made us drink the Kool-Aid that it was something really good, and it really isn't. It is horrible stuff for you. Luckily, I don't like bacon at all. Never liked it. I don't even like the taste of it, honestly. Okay, John Doe, you are being a ball buster tonight. Please don't make me put you in timeout because I will do that. I've done it for people. Eric goes, God, I hate the Adam guy, but he is not wrong in this point. Yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream here because I'm getting kind of tired. Things I know are getting heated, but I will say this: making really good lifestyle choices is the best thing for you in all aspects of life, and everything in moderation is good. Even junk food, believe it or not. I'll read this. Paul Kane, you are funny, man. He goes, Bacon is from God. All things are good, come from God. Bacon is good, ergo, bacon comes from God. Well, it does in a way because the pig was created by God, so bacon was created by God. And you can eat whatever you want, honestly. I'm just giving you guys um, what I think is the best thing for you. In other words, anything in moderation, like I said, is good, but there are certain things that are better for you than others. And with that, I am going to go ahead and end this live stream. I hope you guys had a great night tonight. I'm getting tired. Mom and I are going to finish watching The Stand tonight, or at least try to. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.